Of course, I will start with a blessing for everyone that has come here. We come from different faiths, different beliefs, but we're united in that we come from one community, a community, mankind. We are one human family. This is what unites us. This is what drives us. This is the passion that enables us. And that is not the words that I've written on my official speech. It's the words that have been engraved upon my heart that make me go door to door, that make me want to come out to you, that make me want to serve, to become the leader, to be the people's voice, because I think it's time that London Fanshawe had that voice. So, thank you for coming. I say to you, welcome. Je vous souhaite le bienvenue. Bienvenidos. Saritka. And salamu alaikum. Almost 43 years to the day. On August 26, 1976, these 2 feet landed in London Airport with my mother, my father, and 3 of my siblings. It was the first time that my feet had touched Canadian soil. The air smelled differently. We had left war-torn Lebanon, and we came to our new home in Canada. We didn't know what to expect. We were excited, but we were also worried. We didn't know what the new community would be like. We didn't know what to expect in this new environment. We had left Lebanon through Damascus, Alexandria, Paris, Montreal, and it doesn't sound as glamorous when you're a refugee coming to a land that you don't know. Finally, we landed in London, and we drove 15 minutes south of St. Thomas, a place called home. I had no idea what this 7-year-old boy would expect. We were excited, but we were starting over. My dad led the struggle to build a new life for his family. We had lost everything, but we had hope, we had courage, and we had faith. More importantly, we had each other, and we had family. We were reunited with my older siblings who already lived in the area, and bit by bit by bit, we saw the community grow. Our transition, though, wasn't always so easy. We didn't have knowledge of the culture, the language, or even the law of the land. And it was even more difficult because when we went to school, we were told, you know what? You'd fit in better with a Western name. So Muhammad became Mike. And my siblings all, and yeah, I know you've heard this before in my TEDx talk, but I won't go into that. We all took on a different identity. So we cast off our Lebanese and Muslim identity, and we kept that inside. We no longer showed our culture to the outside world. We transitioned. We moved, we built a home, we started building a community. That was the youth, that was the Canada of my youth. Fortunately, before we came to Canada, something remarkable happened in 1968. I was born. No, that's right, that was a joke. I was born in 1968. But actually something more remarkable. Trudeau was elected as the Prime Minister of Canada. And the momentum that he started to put in place to create a Canada of unity, a Canada of compassion, a Canada of love, a Canada of multicultural, was something that would help us feel at home in this new home. Mr. Trudeau Sr. was different. He was brash, he was young, and he went against what the older people in the community, the older, maybe what was considered the wiser. He showed Canadians that we are truly stronger because of our differences. Isn't that something that we can benefit from today? Rather than deny who we were, he encouraged us to become who we want to be, to retain our identity. Against this backdrop, I decided to pursue the love of languages, and I pursued a degree in modern languages. I wanted to be able to speak and everybody's stunned. I only learned 4 languages, but I'm still young. 40-something plus. I spent summers in Quebec and I finally went overseas to immerse myself in other cultures. But when I returned to Canada, I wanted to put that knowledge to work. So I moved to Toronto and then I moved to Guelph, to Wellington County, and I took on a role that was had the like of it in the GTA. It was a role that was sponsored by the Ontario Anti-Racism Secretariat. We enabled people to get access to social services in their language. I became involved in interfaith and outreach initiatives, community building, and activism. And through all of this journey, I was exposed to the beauty of Canada's multicultural fabric. Same beauty that I'm gazing at right now. The same beauty that we look at when we get on the buses every day, when we walk down the street, when we knock on doors. It is our strength in the different ways that we look, in the different languages that we speak, in the different ways that we pray. This is what makes us stronger. Well, this sounds like a wonderful story, except not all Canadians and not all governments embrace this wonderful multicultural fabric. The dark ages of the divisive rhetoric and policies of the Stephen Harper government took a lot of that away. Repeatedly, they attacked the multicultural view of Canadian society. This was a government that now sought to divide rather than unite. But in 2015, you all spoke. You raised your voices and you exercised your right to vote. And you voted in a government that believed in this unity. And the government of the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau. I better get used to standing on stage and saying the leader's name. It makes me proud. These past 4 years have shown that our differences make us stronger. They show us that a Canadian is a Canadian. You've heard this. Is a Canadian. From shore to shore to shore. The Liberal government of Justin Trudeau has worked hard to promote diversity, inclusion, and pluralism, and to safeguard the rights and freedoms of all Canadians. From the start, we saw the first gender-balanced cabinet. After the Quebec mosque massacre, we saw the passing of a bill that condemned Islamophobia. The government made a law to recognize that love does not discriminate. Love is love. It endorsed a woman's right to have agency over her own body. And it recognized the need to heal and to right the wrongs committed against those in our Indigenous communities. The Liberal government also enhanced parental leave benefits. It has made it easier for the underrepresented groups, including women, immigrants, and visible minorities, to enter and to stay in the workforce. And it has invested in aid to encourage female entrepreneurs and women in tech. Makes me proud, because I got a daughter. And I know that she's not going to fight as hard as maybe other people did. Other women had to fight. This government established a ministry to address the needs of a growing population of seniors. I'm blessed to have my mother live with me. But we don't all have that flexibility or privilege. We know that we need to take care of our seniors. And the Liberal government has established that ministry to look at what we can do and what we can do better. We started by restoring the eligibility of the old age security and the guaranteed income supplement from 67 back to 65. We increased the guaranteed income supplement by approximately $1,000. We introduced initiatives that have helped with income security for seniors and provided additional affordable housing for them and improved access to health care. Of course, we can still do much better. These are first small steps. Believe me, they make a vital difference to seniors that are living on the edge. And as the percentage of seniors in London Fanshawe grows, doesn't it make sense that we have a long-term facility where seniors receive help and assistance in their own language and food served to them that is familiar to their culture? A Liberal government understands that for diversity to keep strong, it needs to last a lifetime. Our Liberal governments have stepped up to address climate change. Many people want to deny that it even exists today. Just pick up a paper, watch a video, talk to some of the youth who are feeling it. Saying to us, a few years older, give me a safer place to live. As Liberals, we know that protecting the environment equals a happy future for our children. And for our children today, the Canada Child Benefit passed by Justin Trudeau's government has lifted over 300,000 of those children out of poverty. Since 2016, 9 out of 10 families receive more money to put healthy food on the table and to buy school books that time of year, and to give children the things that they need to go back to school. The Liberal government's climate fund supports safe play areas for children and parks, something that we need more of in London Fanshawe. Our economy, fortunately, is performing better than it has in a decade thanks to the Liberal government that has created over 1 million jobs. But numbers only tell part of the story. London Fanshawe has lost